With every piece telling a story of royal excellence, our products are built with the highest quality materials made to last. Experience royalty with Royal Foam Furniture, proudly made in Uganda, so buy Uganda and build Uganda. Visit our showrooms at Ginger Road, Chambogo Junction, Bukoto Chisasi Road, and on Victoria Mall, Entebbe, on the first floor.
Welcome back from that break. And news just in, President Yoweri Museveni has formally received credentials from 3 new ambassadors designate to Uganda, pledging stronger bilateral cooperation with Ireland, France and Thailand in areas of education, infrastructure, security, trade and social-economic transformation. The new envoys include Margaret Gaynor of Ireland, Virginie Lihoy of France and Morakot Jen Mathukon of Thailand. In his meeting with Ireland's ambassador-designate Gaynor, President Museveni emphasized Uganda's ongoing commitment to women's empowerment and girl-child education as critical pillars for the country's development. On economic development, Museveni underscored Uganda's strategy of driving social-economic transformation through 4 key sectors: commercial agriculture, manufacturing, services, and ICT. Ambassador Gaynor, who succeeds His Excellency Kevin Colgan, brings wide diplomatic experience, having served as Deputy Head of Mission and Cooperation at the Embassy of Ireland in Tanzania. She was accompanied by her spouse Jean-Louis Brady, among others. President Museveni also welcomed back Virginie Leroy, France's new ambassador-designate, who previously served in Uganda between 2014 and 2019. Museveni commended France for its role in training the Uganda People's Defense Forces, UPDF, in mountain warfare, which he described as vital for strengthening national security. Ambassador Leroy said she was delighted to return to Uganda. The president also received credentials from Jen Mathukon, Thailand's new ambassador to Uganda. Now, the discussions between President Yoweri Museveni and Ambassador Jen Mathukon focused on strengthening diplomatic and economic relations between Uganda and Thailand, with emphasis on trade, investment and cultural cooperation. Let's have a look now at some business news. And the Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Energy, Engineer Irene Watebe, has challenged women to venture into fields that have for long been dominated by men. She was speaking during the 8th Women Engineers Forum, where she emphasized the fundamental role women in Africa play in shaping the continent's transformation. This event was held alongside the ongoing UNESCO Africa Engineering Week and the 9th African Engineering Conference 2025. Dennis Sigoa reports.
Engineer Irene Batebe emphasized the fundamental role women in Africa are playing in shaping the continent's transformation. With more support and belief in their abilities, they will shatter the glass ceiling, she stated.
So despite the myriad of challenges, the continent also presents significant opportunities. And by 2030, our population as Africa will reach 1.7 billion people with a growing demand for sustainable solutions. So women engineers with resilience and ethical leadership are uniquely positioned to deliver these solutions. That is you and I.
These remarks were delivered at the 8th African Engineers Forum in Kampala under the theme Inclusive Engineering, Women Leading Innovation for Africa's Sustainable Future. The forum called upon women to strive for excellence and break barriers in fields that have not always welcomed them.
And we as the government, and therefore the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development, we are deeply committed, that is in Uganda, to ensure gender inclusion as part of our strategy. We are scaling up opportunities for women to enter technical fields, but also integrating gender-responsive approaches across our different projects.
The event brought together engineers, students, leaders, and visionaries who pledged to embody empathy, resilience, and ethical principles in their leadership.
When women rise, communities thrive. We have heard it this morning. And I think as women, we need to be intentional, we need to organize ourselves, we need to hold hands, and we need to collectively move together towards something I would like to call execution diligence. Execution diligence is the thinking, the behavior, the capabilities, the methods that are used to ensure the effective design, implementation, and development of a response to our problems by those that are responsible. This is all of us here.
But for me, my emphasis is that how do we encourage more women to come into STEM? How do we encourage more women to become engineers? I think we need to tell the story. So many beautiful stories have been told here today, but who knows about these stories? That is why people like me are here.
Analysts assert that the inclusion of women in engineering is not merely optional, but foundational. Innovations are essential for Africa's sustainable future and must be inclusive by design and driven by women who understand the challenges and opportunities facing the continent.
Dennis Sigoa reporting there. Now, the Prime Minister of Uganda, Robert Nabanja, has highlighted negative geopolitics as a bottleneck in promoting the African Continental Free Trade Area Protocol. This was disclosed by the Minister in charge of General Duties in the Office of the Prime Minister, Justin Kasule Lumumba, at the opening of SME Agribusiness Export Readiness Accelerator Training here in Kampala. Sudat Kaye gives us more.
Uganda is hosting the third cohort of Small-Medium Enterprise Agribusiness Export Readiness Accelerator Training. The training seeks to position Africa's agricultural products in the global market.
Seasons come and women pour milk because there is no market. But in North Africa, they are importing powdered milk from Europe. So how do we make the two meet? These are some of the platforms that should help us to take advantage.
By the end of the program, participants will be equipped with skills in processing, marketing, finance, and compliance with an advantage of networking.
I want to tell you that is a value added to you, bringing you together from different countries. Don't sit and relax and live here the way you came, and you only go with the knowledge in your head. Network.
She called for cooperation and collaboration for collective bargaining on the global market.
There is what they call the world trade war. So we have our good coffee on the African continent. When we take it to the other blocks, that is America and Europe, we find Brazil got hold of the market, doesn't want us to enter. So how do we sit and negotiate? Where is the table that is beyond Africa, where we can sit and negotiate and say, please, we have this. But you find they cut our coffee, go and mix it with their coffee, because ours has the aroma. Ours can make the foam, which the others can't. But they ran ahead of us because of our geopolitics. We are here eating up each other. And we continue to eat up each other, either in our countries or as neighbors, while the others are taking over the market, even if our products may be superior. So let's learn to work together and take it from here today that please network.
Entrepreneurs of small and medium enterprises were encouraged to take advantage of government programs to grow their businesses.
Women fear to go to the banks. How do we educate women to say, please go to the banks? Women fear. There are some people, women come from cultures who are not supposed to borrow. How do we manage?
Fighting for the liberation, decolonization, and independence of African countries. And having achieved that, activism for them started around the 1930s, 1940s. So you can imagine your grandmothers and your mothers, what they did, what they went through to have achieved what they did. And I hit this back to you that if we fail, we have ourselves to blame.
The Executive Director, Africa Leadership Foundation, Dr. Olumide Ajayi, highlighted the innovations expected from the training.
We have been inspired to establish an export market reporting desk within the Africa Leadership Forum with the support of AFRICIM. This desk will serve as connector between SMEs, AFRICIM, and ATAC, and other trade partners, supporting trade facilitation, quality assurance, and coordinated business development services.
175 agribusiness SMEs from Burundi, Comoros, Djibouti, Ethiopia, Kenya, Madagascar, Malawi, Nigeria, Rwanda, South Sudan, Tanzania, and the host Uganda are participating. Dorcas Kimono, UBC News.
World news now, we go to Malawi, where Malawians are waiting to find out who their next president will be, as polls have closed in most parts of the country and counting has started. Voters queued outside polling stations on Tuesday to vote for a president, members of parliament and local councillors, keenly hoping to effect change in a country swamped by economic troubles. Now, some are still voting in areas where polling started late. In his campaign for a second term, current President Lazarus Chakwera pledged to fix Malawi's economy, as did his main rival, octogenarian former leader Peter Mutharika. If no candidate wins more than half the votes, the top two contenders will head to a runoff. Malawi has long been one of the poorest countries in the world, but recent times have been especially punishing. However, there are 15 other candidates, including another former president and the country's only female head of state, Joyce Banda.
When you want to relax your body and refresh your mind, welcome to Hotel La Confidential, Aroa's premier destination for luxury and comfort. The only hotel in Aroa City offering a serene atmosphere, breathtaking scenery. Come and discover our exclusive wellness club with packages that include a fully equipped gym, a rejuvenating sauna, steam bath, and a great sky blue swimming pool. For events, our state-of-art conference halls and versatile event spaces are perfect for hosting shows, wedding receptions, birthdays, and more. Come and enjoy our cinema hall and unisex saloon, all designed to meet your entertainment and grooming needs. Bring your family and let your kids splash around in our beautiful kids water park. We are located on Aroa Pakwachi Highway in the heart of Aroa City. Don't wait. Visit us on www.hotelconfidential.com or call us on 0761 688 181.
Coffee Spirit, Simba Gin. Coffee Spirit, Simba Gin. Check on down the cup. SMS the code. Wamure virabo. Tulagamani. Karukasita wabuza. Masaba maji. Masaba maji. We call him Masavu, ne premier distilleries. Simply buy Coffee Spirit or Simba Gin. Check under the cap, send the code to 6688 and stand a chance to win border borders, tuk-tuks, cash, airtime, flat screens, mobile phones and a grand prize of 50 million Uganda shillings. This promotion is valid for a limited time only. Terms and conditions apply. Alcohol is not for sale to persons under 18. Please drink responsibly.
Honorable Fred Biamukama, Minister of State for Works and Transport in charge of transport, invites you to the second phase of the 4-acre model campaign in Greater Bunyoro sub-region. The event will take place at Nalweyo Primary School Playground, Behimba Road, on Saturday, 20th September 2025 at 10 a.m. and will be graced by His Excellency President Yoweri Museveni. All residents, civil servants, and leaders from the districts that make up Greater Hoima, Greater Masindi, Greater Chibale, and neighboring areas are encouraged to attend in large numbers. This initiative, led by the President, aims to bring ordinary people into the money economy by showcasing farmers who have succeeded in the 1-acre model, 2-acre model, 3-acre model, and 4-acre model. Join local leaders and residents in learning how small land can be used to enhance food security and socio-economic growth. Don't miss this opportunity to witness the transformative impact on local communities.
Welcome back. Let's have a look now at sports news. And Uganda continues to lose a substantial number of mothers every single day to pregnancy-related complications. In response, the third annual Corporate Run 2025 has been launched in Kampala under the theme Run for Expectant Mothers.
The run, set for 12th October at NEC Pitch in Bugolobi, will rally 45 corporate companies and thousands of Ugandans. The cause will be to raise resources for 3,000 mama kits aimed at ensuring safer deliveries, especially in central and western regions.
The corporate run is probably the only run that is purposed and intentional, or a cause that touches everyone. And I want to speak to World Health Organization statistics. And these are real numbers, updated. You can ask AI to verify. Global statistics show we are losing 800 women daily. 800 women while giving life or giving birth. And 260,000 women die every year due to pregnancy-related complications. And sub-Saharan Africa is accounting for over 70%.
The good news is that corporate sponsors have already made strong commitments. Bet Power has contributed 200 mama kits. Riz Medical is providing ambulances. NEC Uzima will supply safe water. Nova Games and Electro Commission are also in, while Next Media and High Media are set to drive national awareness. The Ministry of Health has welcomed the initiative as a timely step in reducing maternal mortality.
We are reducing on the maternal deaths, and we know when we have more awareness on why mothers need to attend to antenatal, why they need to deliver before a skilled health worker, this will help us to further reduce maternal mortality, which currently stands at 189 per 100,000 live births.
Organizers stress that this is not just a sporting event, but a movement of unity and compassion, ensuring that no mother loses life while giving birth.
John Bansetamu reporting there. Now, football. Uganda Revenue Authority Football Club is looking forward to a splendid end to its official off-season preparations when it lines up against Bull FC tomorrow, Wednesday. The two Ugandan giants lock horns in a battle for third place in the FUFA Super Cup at the Kadiba Stadium. Now, these two clubs lost to NEC FC and Sports Club Villa that will contest the final.
And we have a game tomorrow against Bull FC. We lost twice last season against Bull FC. I know we are facing a strong team, but we are ready for the game. I know they are also prepared for the game, but we need to win such games if we are to compete this season. I know the game won't be easy, but we are ready, and we are going to make sure that we win the game.
And that brings us to the end of this first edition of News Tonight here on UBC TV. Thank you so much for having kept us company, and do remember that our second and final edition will come your way at 10 p.m. But from me and on behalf of the entire news crew, we wish you a blessed night.
Taxation is a bit complicated, and the only way to demystify it and make it as easy to understand and to comply with is through engagement. Is there a limit to the number of cars a returning citizen is bringing into Uganda? Who has paid the excise duty on this water is not the supermarket.